understand you've been worried about time. Is that right? I understand. It's been something that I've carried with me as well for quite a long time. It's, forgive the pun, it's a unique stress. The more you focus on it, the more you're aware of it, time seems to go past very quickly, and you're worried that you're wasting your life. You're getting worried about getting older. You know, you hit a certain birthday and you're like, how did that happen, you know? I was watching a TV show yesterday called Frequency, and it's about a girl who talks to her dad in the past, 20 years before. She's in 2016 and he's in 1996, and I thought, wow, that 1996 for me doesn't seem that long ago, but obviously it is. It's 24 years ago, which is just amazing. And I think it's easy for a lot of us, and maybe you're the same, whereas if you're worried about time, you're very aware of the passage of time, that years can go by, decades can go by, and it's like, wow, that just happened so fast. And yet, I bet the 4 or 6 years, however long it was, that you spent at high school felt like forever. Am I right? Yeah, like I was at high school from 1990 to 1994. It felt like forever. Like every day was an endurance race, you know, there's bullying and stress, and it was just, I hated it. And yet, 4 years now, as an adult, just goes past so fast. And that does introduce its own unique stress, but don't worry about that. One thing that I've convinced myself of, and I'm hoping I convince you of as well, is that unlike every other measurement, like width, height, time is something that we just invented. That we can look at a tree and we can see its height, we can see its width, but time is purely a utility, an invented structure that we use just to organize our lives. It doesn't exist. So, as I get older, you know, I start to worry about time running out, and I still do. But I try to remind myself, and I think it might work for you too, now is now. It's always right now. Tomorrow never comes. It's always now, and time is an invention that humans made. Numbers, our ages, they're all just abstract. We just made it up, and we all agree on it. But it doesn't really mean anything, and we shouldn't live our lives in a stressful way because of those abstract, invented numbers. Do you agree with that? Yeah. So they're useful as kids, and they're useful for meeting people for coffee. You need to agree on a time. But as a tool, we've almost abused it. You know, we don't appreciate what happens right now, and it's always now. The now seems to just become blurry, especially since the advent of the internet and smartphones. Nobody really grounds themselves anymore in the now. Right now is always right now. And if we just don't really ground ourselves in the here and now, I feel like we start to lose our grounding. We start to lose our basic enjoyment of everything around us and ourselves, because we're constantly stressing over the next time-based stressor. It might be a bill that's due. Gotta go to work on Monday, even though it's only Thursday, Friday. You know, we live in the future. Nobody seems to really live in the present. I know I don't. One thing I learned, and I agree with it, is depression is the past. Anxiety is the future. But right in the middle is right now, and that's where we are. That's what we should be focusing on. We can reference the past and we can plan for the future, but 80%, 90% of our being should be right here, now. But we don't do that. We go on the internet, we go on Twitter, we worry about what's going to happen for the next election, we worry about what's going to happen for the pandemic, and our mind is not here and now, it's over here in the anxiety future. Or you're dwelling on regrets from the past, and things like Facebook don't necessarily help with those things, because maybe you're friends with people who are from your past who maybe you should have let go. We're getting reminders of the past through things like Facebook, when before Facebook we never got reminders daily of what people who were in our lives before and not anymore, what they're up to. Maybe the memories show up, right? It shows up and your brain is jumping back, worrying about the future, and it's almost like 45% of our brain and our mind is in the future, 45% of it is in the past, and only 10% is in the here and now. So when you work with me on that, because I need to do the same thing and really try and ground myself, and I think you do too, in the here and now. This is what's important right now. And that goes for health, money, all that stuff. I'm not saying you should be irresponsible, because the future, does apply. But most of our thoughts should be grounded in the now. Do you agree with that? I'd love to get your thoughts on that, if you are willing to share. I'd appreciate it, because I'm not an expert. I just feel like that's sort of where my head's at. I try to do this. I don't necessarily succeed. I stress about the future all the time, and I worry about the past less so, but I do get embarrassed when I think about something I did 20 years ago, even though nobody gives a fuck about that anymore, except me. So, the now, the right here and the right now, time's an invention. It's always now. So that's that.